8 years, 5 years at the college level, and for the past 3 years at the high school level. I'm actually from Chattanooga, but for the past like 15 years, I've lived everywhere but Tennessee. Right now, I'm coming from to you from Louisiana because I haven't moved to Nashville yet. That happens this weekend. Yeah, I have a PhD in English and composition, and for a few years, I worked in finance when I was in New York, and I have experience like business and technical writing. So a couple of just things before we begin. I'm excited about this session because I want to hear from y'all. So my focus here is feedback and hearing and learning from y'all, because this year the MDL career cluster is up for review. So y'all's feedback and responses are super essential for this process. So I have some background knowledge and experience in marketing, but it's been a while because I've been teaching English for the past handful of years. So I'm really relying on y'all's expertise and experience as teachers, CTE teachers. And if I don't have an immediate answer for a question or a concern, like please leave your email like in the chat and with the question and comment, and I will get back to you ASAP. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna start by sharing. So I posted a file with kind of some questions and whatnot to get us started. So I'm gonna go ahead and share that with you. Let's see. Here it is. Cool. Can you guys all see that? Well, awesome. Okay, so we'll be using this document to kind of guide us. These are just general questions, so we can totally go off, and if you have other things that you want to address, I have a few more specific questions that we can talk about. But just a few things. At the top, you'll see the program of study and course standard feedback form. So if you're like me and about 2 hours after this session, you remember, I don't know, like 3 questions that you didn't ask, then you can go here, and this feedback form is live, and you can use it to submit anything you need. Also, if there's anything else you need at the bottom of this handout, you can email me at cte.standards@tn.gov. Also, if you want, at any point during the week, message me. We can set up like an individual meeting if you have other concerns. So yeah, I'm here for you guys, and I'm really excited to get to know more about y'all. So I guess I will start by asking y'all where you want to begin. Is there something, because I know this is our first time together, is there something, a question where you want to start? Is there an issue that any of y'all want to address? Kind of where do y'all want to start? Anybody have anything pressing at first?
Just for some clarity here, we had a question about your email. Is it the cte.standards?
At tn.gov, yeah. So any questions that you have about revisions, any comments, you'll send them to that email. Cool. Okay, so I will get started with just a general question. So in your experience thinking about the marketing management program of study, kind of right now, what are some of the areas of specific knowledge that you think should be highlighted that aren't being highlighted? Is there, in your teaching, is there something that keeps coming up with your students that you think should be more integrated into the program or the courses? Any feedback on that?
just a reminder, you all can use the chat feature. You can use the raise your hand feature, or if you just feel you need to chime in, you can use your microphone.
Go for it. Yeah, just unmute. And if not, I can go through, and I can just like go through and see who's coming up on my screen. So right now I have Virginia, Elisa, Ron, and CA20413. Anybody on there have any experiences like about specific knowledge and skill sets that you think should be highlighted going forward in the marketing management program of study? So I will call on one of y'all for first. Any of y'all want to chime in? Anybody else have any thoughts or anything? Y'all are very quiet. What about instructional gaps? When thinking about any instructional gaps that prevent students from engaging in certain opportunities within this program of study, have you experienced any of those when teaching? Any thoughts on instructional gaps, or do y'all feel pretty good about that?
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Just a quick question, because I'm not a marketing teacher, but I just wanted to sit in on this session to learn more about it. For those who do teach marketing, and for Justin, are there specific courses that relate to identifying or like creating metrics? Because marketing, a lot of what I studied in college was about identifying where the demand is, how to increase that demand, and how to measure whether or not you increased it. So like, is there a course or are there specific standards in marketing in which students learn how to think through metrics and then like actually measure those things and analyze them and create some kind of presentation, or I guess problem solving, overcoming this specific gap or something? Is there something designed in there for that specifically? Because I know that's what they hammered when I was and I went to college like 20 years ago, but I think if that's something that is included in there, that would be helpful. So does something like that exist?
Yeah, for those of you who've taught, thoughts on that?
It looks like Dennis Jones may be chiming in for a question. If not, I'll ask you to mute there.
Yeah, I saw him unmute. Dennis, do you have a comment in your experience teaching one of the courses with the question about metrics?
No, thank you though.
Okay. And if not, if this isn't, so I'm still familiarizing myself with the different standards within the various courses. So for those of you, I think this is a really good question. So for those of you who are teaching at the different levels in the marketing management program of study, is this something that if it's not built in that you think that students could benefit from? And would you like it to be something that we talk about moving forward? So I can go back through, and if you want to if you want to put your email, I can look through the standards and get a better idea for if we have those specific like identifying metrics, thinking through, measuring. If those are built in, I can get back to you on that if you're curious, and add it to some of the things that we can look at over the course of the year. If that works for you, if you want to add your email into the chat. And if anybody else wants to chime in, that would be awesome, thinking about identifying metrics. So can I ask, I'm going to ask a question about the courses, since we're thinking about courses and standards. So right now, we have Intro to Business and Marketing as like the intro course, and then you all have Marketing and Management 1, which is Principles, Marketing and Management 2, which is Advanced Strategies, and Level 3, or Social Media Marketing and Analytics, which I think is fantastic because social media is such a huge thing. Or there are some dual enrollment options. And then for Level 4, we have Advertising and Public Relations, or Retail Operations, or Event Planning and Management. Thinking about the structure of those courses, are there any of those courses at any level that you think need revision, that you think need even pulled out, like maybe X isn't relevant anymore, but Y is? What are your thoughts on the course progression and what that looks like and how you've been handling that? Any thoughts about course progression? So y'all are good with course progression? I'm trying to monitor the chat too. Any thoughts about the courses? Anything we need to change, add, get rid of completely? And if anything comes up, so say if you're just still thinking about these things, please feel free to submit any of your recommendations through that program of study feedback form. So I also see Madeline. I've learned my students are most excited about social media marketing. If there was a way to integrate it more than just one course, it'd be exciting for my students. Yeah, awesome. I will make a note of that and absolutely agree. There's in the research that I've been doing, there's so many different platforms that you can use too for social media marketing that students could benefit from, and that's something that like down the line we could totally talk about more. But yeah, I will make a note of that. Thank you. And Madeline, can I ask where do you teach? Like what district?
I unmuted myself if that's okay. I'm not gonna put the video on. I don't want to see me.
Yes, I get that.
I teach in Lauderdale County, Ripley, Tennessee. And I found out my students love social media, anything social media. It gets them really excited.
Mm-hmm.
And because we were doing entrepreneurship, and I had 4 students in that class, and now I'm doing social media, and there's 18.
Yeah, it's a big thing. So thinking about, because right now there's the social media and marketing and analytics. So thinking about either developing additional courses or even building in some different standards into some of these other more intro level courses. Is that kind of what you're thinking?
Yeah, and I found Hootsuite. I used to build websites and web design and social media. And Hootsuite, my kids got excited because they're like, "Oh, we're certified. We're big deal."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And are there any other platforms that you have used or that your students have brought up that you think would be beneficial to engage with? Or is Hootsuite
Google
kind of the main
Analytics
one?
is a really big one.
Google
They didn't
Analytics?
so much, but I know it'll help them eventually because I know I've had to use it.
Yep, awesome. Thank you. What about anybody else just sticking with the social media and marketing and analytics? Anybody else have a similar experience where students are like, I want to do that class because it's exciting for them? I saw Jan unmuted. Jan, did you have a thought? I saw you unmuted, or did you just unmute?
I'm sorry, I just unmuted.
No worries, I get that. I'm sorry.
On the phone doing the Zoom, trying to figure out what they were going to do.
Any other thoughts about social media marketing and analytics and how to kind of build that up or give students more of an opportunity for that? What about any of the other courses, thinking about advertising and public relations, retail operations, or event planning and management? Kind of what are your enrollments look like for that? Are any of those courses, in your experience, kind of not as relevant? Are some more popular than others? Any thoughts on those at that level 4?
While you all are thinking about that, Jan, I didn't know if you were just asking a question kind of cut out. I see that you've just muted, but if anybody needs, you can direct your questions to the chat. And Justin, I do see a question coming into the chat here.
Sweet.
Which I will read that one out loud to you here.
Yeah, because it hasn't come through on my end yet.
Okay, sorry, thought it did.
No.
There are many industry certifications for marketing, but only Hootsuite is offered. How can we add additional industry certifications recognized by the state? And then how much is Hootsuite?
Awesome. Okay, so to answer the second question, how much is Hootsuite? I am not sure, but I can get back to you. And that was, it finally came through. So Virginia, yeah, I will get back to you if you want to leave your email and I can let you know how much Hootsuite is. I'm not sure off the top of my head. And then in terms of the many industry certifications for marketing, so that's something that I can look into and kind of see currently like what trends are showing. Thank you for your email. What trends are showing in terms of the industries. So what other types of platforms are being used in marketing? And I can do a little bit of digging around on that, and I can reach back out to you and let you know. But yeah, I think Hootsuite is the one that I keep seeing popping up, and I know that that's what we have industry certification in, but I also know that you're right, lots of different ones in marketing, and more are coming out every year. So yeah, that's an awesome question. Does anybody else have any thoughts on that, or kind of feel the same way about possibly adding more industry certifications?
Can you all hear me? I'm Heather McIntyre.
Hi, Heather.
Hi. I'm from Chattanooga, Tennessee, and the Hamilton County School District. And a question that our district has brought up, and I've brought up several times, is the certification in marketing, that students really don't have the option to do that. I did my research, and in Georgia, the American Marketing Association has teamed up with their State Department. And if a student goes through a program of study, the American Marketing Association actually comes and talks to the students, gives them a test, and then they get a marketing certification. Can Tennessee do that? I've emailed the State Department several times with that question, and nobody's ever been able to get back to me on that.
Mm-hmm. I will ask, and I will get back to you on it. Can you leave your email? Can you leave your email in the chat? Because I think that's giving students the opportunity to, as you said, be certified in marketing and partner with something like the American Marketing Association, yeah, that would be excellent. And I don't know off the top of my head if at one point we did have some kind of relationship with them, and maybe it just needs to be rekindled. It's not really a great word, but yeah, I can look into that, and as soon as I get a response, I will shoot you an email and let you know. And if it's something that sounds like you're definitely interested in it, Heather, and a lot of other of your colleagues in Hamilton County are, but if that's something that y'all are interested in across the state, then yeah, like we can work together and hopefully kind of build that relationship so that our students can have that marketing certification. And also, you said like bring people in from the American Marketing Association, so that like networking opportunities too, I think is really important. So yes, I will reach out and ask today, and I'll get back to you hopefully by this afternoon about that. Yeah, that's an awesome question.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Aaron, I saw you unmuted. Do you have a question or thought?
Yeah. Because then nobody's gonna log into the 7:30 class. Yeah. And plus, then
anything else that you guys want to bring up? So we've talked about the certification in marketing, industry certifications, the intense interest that students have for social media, marketing and analytics. And then I had a question about the identifying metric standard. Anything else? I see that Virginia made a comment. If you don't mind, I'll read it. We use ICEV, which is a national online CTE curriculum. ICEV offers certifications for marketing, but the state of Tennessee doesn't recognize the certification. National Retail Federation Assessing Skills and Knowledge offers customer service, marketing, and management. Awesome. Thank you, Virginia. I'll make a note of that. Cool. Anything else that you guys want to bring up in the few minutes we have left together? My last question is, are there any standards that in any of these courses that you feel aren't as relevant to your students and maybe we need to cut back on? Are there any standards that, as you've been teaching these courses, that just don't seem, that either seem to be repeated or seem to be irrelevant? Anything in that area for right now that you can think of? Okay. Owen, do you see anything else coming in on the chat? My last one was from Virginia. Is that it on your end?
That's it. I don't have anything new.
Okay. Okay, y'all. So if you do have any questions, if you think of anything, if you want to give your feedback, you can, again, access, I'll go back here. You can access the feedback form on the Marketing Management Program of Study handout. If you have any comments, you can email me at cte.standards@tn.gov. And I believe Matthew, in the chat, I saw, yeah, you can also email me personally, justin.barker@tn.gov. And I will answer any of your questions. I look forward to talking with y'all more and getting to know y'all more over the next year and forward. And if anything comes up, please let me know. And I look forward to working with you more. And the keyword, it's ICE, I-C-E. So that's the keyword for our session. I saw that, and I'll put it in the chat too, so that you guys have it. Awesome. Is there anything else that you guys need before we head out? Okay, I'll stick around for a few minutes as you guys kind of trickle out. If anybody has any like last minute questions or something that they thought about at the very end. So it was really nice meeting you guys, and I look forward to working with you. Thanks. Stop sharing my screen.
And I'll keep this recording for just a little while longer.
Yep.